Good evening, friends. Welcome everyone to Super 25, India's largest online stock traders conference. Today is session number 23. Including this session, we have 3 sessions to go. So, 2 more days, this glorious program is coming to an end. Before that, let's take off with the remaining interesting sessions. Today, we have a very interesting person to share his knowledge and experience with you, Mr. Abhishek Daharia. He is an intraday price action trader. He started his trading journey at a very young age. He's a young boy who's just 28 years old. He became a fund manager with Halley Solutions, a London-based company. Then he started working on his own market strategies in forex, commodities, and derivatives. He has really spent a significant amount of time in working in the entire hedge fund industry, and he is committed to establish his own fund house of his own. By graduation, he's a BTech, and he's also an MBA. I guess it's in finance. Well, Abhi, it's great pleasure to have you as a speaker in this program. On behalf of the entire Super 25 audience and my extended Traders Gurukul community, I extend my warm welcome to this program.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot for having me here today. Firstly, I'm gonna start off by saying, please be safe. I hope you all are being safe right now. So that goes without saying, please be safe. It's very tough time for everyone. And today I'm gonna be speaking for the Super 25 group. And thanks to Ashok, I'm here today. And I'm gonna start my discussion straight away with the topic trading stop losses and the power of compounding. Okay, so that's going to be my topic, and I'm going to take up a lot of your time with this. So please bear with me. Few of the things are very basic, everyone might be knowing about it, but there are a few things which you people might be interpreting it in a different way. So you will get to know how I am seeing these things. And secondly, I'm going to focus on the importance of compounding when it comes to making a trade plan or trading itself, right? Because there has always been an issue that people say when traders are focusing more on risk management, they cannot make decent returns. So I'm going to challenge that today, and I'm going to back it up with a few Excel slides. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so can I start, Ashok, with everything?
Stage is yours, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, so to start with, I'm very much thankful for you guys to have me here. And first thing about trading when it comes to my mind is that trading is all about simplicity. Okay, simplicity is the key when it comes to trading, because if you have a simple methodology or a simple strategy to work with, you can keep applying the same method or the same approach again and again with more efficiency. All right, but when things happen in a different way, like if you have a very different strategy or a very different and a very complex approach or a method to apply, so what happens is that your efficiency is going to start degrade in that case, right? Because suppose if you have a very simple 6-step process, you can do it like 1 2 3 4 5 6 done, 1 2 3 4 5 6 done, to the next. So you can keep doing it again and again. It's easier to replicate, right? But when it comes to a very difficult or a complicated process, it becomes very difficult to apply 16 or 26 steps, right, again and again. So we lose our efficiency and we end up trading a consistency instead, right? So as long as you're working around simplicity, it is always reciprocated with consistency. That's one thing I truly believe. And with that, I would directly dive into the very first part of my topic, which is trading stop losses. Okay, now all of you are aware of stop loss, right? I'm not gonna talk about it much, but the main aim of discussion is going to be how to work with the stop loss, right? What I want to achieve with this particular discussion today is this screen, you're seeing my screen. So what's happening here is that just a sec. Okay, so what's happening here is what I want to target is this. Many a times it might have happened to everyone that you take your entry somewhere about here, you put a stop loss somewhere here, and price goes up till here and makes a significantly small amount of peak or a fake out over there, and then it starts to go in the direction which you have decided to work earlier, right? It goes in your direction. So this is what I want to talk about. How can we protect a stop loss from this particular thing? Okay, from a fake out or from a manipulation. There are a lot of names. Some call it bull trap, bear trap, some call it something else, but the significance is the same, right? All of it means the same thing. And the bottom part is we just want to understand how can we protect a stop loss from a fake out when we have already planned a trade, or when we have about to, or when we are about to plan a trade. Okay, and on the second part I am going to focus on compounding itself. So that's a discussion for later, I guess. So let's get going with this. About me, I am an IITian. I graduated from Indian School of Mines Dhanbad, which is now being known as IIT ISM Dhanbad, right? Later on I went ahead and started working with Rio Tinto Diamonds, and after that I took up a job at Coal India Limited as a government officer, right? Then I left my job, went to Delhi, started looking out my payouts, and ended up becoming a trader. I worked for a little long time, and later on, about 2, 3 years back, I was working as a fund manager for Harris Solutions in London. Unfortunately, the company went bankrupt and I had to stop working for them. So I decided I'll be start working for my own self after that. And I initiated seekthemarket.com later on. And right now I'm still working to start my own private fund house. Okay. That might be coming soon in the picture. Okay. So to understand the approach we have, I firmly believe that all of you are aware that there are some institutional traders in the market, right? I call these institutional traders as smart money managers. Okay. Now these smart money managers, they are very much refined in all type of technical analysis and all type of fundamental analysis and everything there is to it in the trading industry. Okay, because they are backed up by a team of fundamentalists, a team of technical analysts, and the traders, a team of traders as well. Okay, they have a lot of resources and a lot of brains. Also, they have a lot of IQ. People working in stock markets as a hedge fund manager have a lot of IQ in them. So it's very difficult to work against them or fool them. Okay, so because of all these issues, it is very easy for them to predict how retail traders are going to work in the markets, right? They can see how we are going to act, they can see how we are going to react, and they will trade against us or manipulate the market to work against us. Okay, they are the basically designers of the market, and they will convince us into believing it that it is the right time to enter the markets even though it's not. You might have seen a very clean zones or very clean setups which you are damn right it's going to work, but it doesn't work. The reason being it has been made to appear so good that all of us jump out of the seat that okay, I'm going to trade the setup, and eventually that is a setup which does not work because we are being manipulated. It's called consumer market theory, right? It's a part of consumer market theory. So I firmly believe that if you are very single-mindedly focusing on a single approach, right? A single approach, be it just a moving average or being just a Ichimoku or be it whatever you're comfortable with, Elliott wave theory or Gann theory, all of it works, right? But it is very easy to get carried away with it because these people, the smart money managers, the SMM as I call them, these people know how we are going to react once I see the very same thing happening on my screen. Because you can see, these people can see the very same thing, okay, on their screen as well. So it does not make any sense from my side to do all my analysis and all my trading by a single method approach. Okay, so what I preach to people is you should at least use an amalgamation of two approaches. Okay, be it Ichimoku with supply demand zone or GAN with Elliott wave theory or whatever you're comfortable with, but at least use two different approaches, and you need to figure out an approach which are complementing each other, right? Because there are a few topics when an Elliott wave might say you need to sell here, and a Wyckoff might say that you need to buy here, and that is going to create even more confusion. It's better to have a coin toss instead of working with either of those. Or
Abhi, can you
with a
speak a little bit louder? People are requesting you to be a little louder. If you can make it.
sure, sure, sure.
Check your
Is it okay?
computer monitor. Try to see if it is 100%.
Yes, it's 100%, man, on my side.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I would solely ask you guys to use techniques which are complementing each other in a way so that you can get best of confirmation with both of them, right? Trading is all about probability. There is no 100% guarantee that anything is going to work all the time or 100% of the time. Everyone makes money, everyone loses some money. At that point of time, it comes to risk management. Okay, but before the risk management, a lot of different roles are have to be played, and for that sake, I urge you guys to please find a proper strategy for you which you can use with something else so that you get a higher probability setup. Okay, that brings me to my own strategy. So I use price action, Wyckoff, a few parts of Elliott wave theory, and some consumer market psychology. I have rolled them out, picked up a few things which work really good with each other, right? And I only apply those things when I'm trading in the markets. That is my way of working. Okay, price action being the very core basics of everything I do in the markets, how I interpret the markets. Wyckoff's approach is basically how I believe that price action came into existence. Okay, Elliott wave theory is a curve fitting theory which works really well at times. And to top it off, there is the consumer market psychology. Now, consumer market psychology deals with your emotional mindset. Okay, how consumers are made to buy the product, or how consumers are made to believe that it is the right time to buy the product, right? How are they manipulated? How can you manipulate? How can you manipulate them? A lot of things happens in consumer market psychology, and amalgamation of all these four topics is I have tried to handpick a few complementing things which work well with each other and figure it out and roll it out as a seek the market approach which I use. Okay, so that is how I trade. Now, starting with the price action, if you want to know a little bit history of it, so like I said earlier, Richard D. Wyckoff is a person who gave or who discovered this Wyckoff technique. Okay, it has been named after the same guy. Now, that person used to be a broker.